That's what happens when you stew tequila in
And
bourbon.
we are live.
It's good.
Oh,
It's
wow.
delicious.
Hi.
It has been a couple of weeks.
It has.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull up the sheet here. We didn't take the time in pre-show to do intros because we were
Oh,
spacing.
shit.
So, what do you guys want to do for intros?
I'll do first. I'm
All
doing AMC.
I guess
I'll
I'm
do
second.
last. I'll do the DC movies.
All right, Zach. What are you gonna do? You're in the middle.
Uh,
You love it.
Wait, what's her fucking Tina doing?
Tina's doing AMC. Nico's doing DC.
Damn.
They're pretty much
Okay,
leaking
got
to
it.
Netflix.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yep.
All right, here we go. On this episode of the Culture Smash Cast,
You found out that AMC's M stands for money, money, money.
Netflix messing around, but they're about to find out.
And James Gunn reveals DC's Gods and Monsters.
it's the Culture Smash Cast, episode 615, February the 8th, 2023. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of the Culture Smash Cast. Nico?
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to Culture Smash Cast.
Tina?
Tina Qualls, contributor to Culture Smash Cast.
And Zach.
Yo, this tequila's good.
Told you, man. It's good shit.
It's good.
We should have done a whole shot next time.
No,
All right.
I don't need a whole shot.
Hmm?
I'm just enjoying this.
Well, you don't. This tequila, you guys. This is Cozumel tequila. This is sipping tequila. You
It's
don't shoot
nice.
this. You just sip it because
Yeah.
it's delicious.
Aerated?
Aerate. Oh. All right.
No, I'm saying when you sip it, aerate it in your mouth, it tastes good.
Yeah. I mean, I got an aerator too, though. Just do it.
Does that work?
I don't know.
It looks nice.
It does.
I'm sorry,
So-
we're doing a show?
Yeah, we're doing a show. So,
Supposedly.
all right. So, what have you guys been up to? I haven't seen you in a couple weeks.
This.
Baby.
Baby time.
Yeah,
Baby.
mostly just taking care of the baby. We haven't really gone out and done much. We've been fortunate that family has come in and helped a lot. My mom came in last week when we normally would have recorded, which is one of the reasons we weren't able to do that.
And then the week before, my aunt.
But other than that, catching up on a lot of television as well. Now, especially since I get up at 3 in the morning because of
Just a real quick hello to Bin Buster in the chat.
Hello.
I like that name, Bin Buster. All right, continue.
but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep.
All right,
TV and books.
Zach. I kind of know what you've been up to, but you can say it anyway.
What have I...
Nothing.
Oh, yeah. Losing my wallet, finding my wallet, not having cards.
Yeah. Canceling
seeing-
your cards, then immediately finding your wallet.
Yes. Literally 2 seconds later. Seeing spooky movies and
Yeah.
some movies where people got killed during the production of them.
I am well on my way to my 150.
Really? You're well on your way.
I'm well on my way, baby. I know you keep thinking I'm behind,
How,
but I'm
how
good.
behind are you, baby?
I'm about 10 movies. 10.
You're supposed to see 12 a month.
I know. I'm a little behind. It's fine.
And we're already almost halfway through.
It's fine. It's fine. So I saw
Is
three.
it?
I saw 3 movies yesterday. I'm gonna see another one Friday with your dumbass, and then probably another 3 on Saturday. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Then all of a
Okay.
sudden we're good to go.
Hey, Titanic's coming.
Titanic is coming out. That should count for 2 movies.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. I'm sorry. The VHS tape swap does not.
It's 2
count.
tapes. It's 2 tapes.
Yeah, but they don't. You're not watching the VHS at theaters.
Damn it.
Yeah, and you're not watching the fucking 2012 re-release either in theaters.
That's true. So you know what? Join us every Wednesday night live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook starting at around 7 o'clock. It's usually 7:15. Follow us on your platform of choice and join the conversation live. Special thanks to Skinny Mixes for supporting the Culture Smash Cast. Skinny Mixes are coffee and dessert syrups that are 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 to 2 carbs. Head on over to skinnymixes.com and try some of their syrups, such as white chocolate, salted dark chocolate, salted caramel, and the variety of cocktail mixes they offer, including the margarita one, which is pretty great, and their fruit flavors. Use promo code Culture Smash for 15% discount. Nailed it. Let's talk about movies.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about movies. Here's the box office. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read it.
Shit.
What's the problem?
Hey, we weren't here, so technically,
That's right. Number 10 is Pathan.
Oh, you got it? You done blew it. Go ahead.
Pathan.
Pathan, that's it.
$2.6 million. It's grossed $14 million total. It's a Bollywood.
It is a Bollywood movie.
So the one you gave us is out of date.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's from last week.
Somebody
Blew
emailed
it.
them
Somebody blew it.
and let them know.
And then I figured we would just, handle it on the fly.
And here we are.
Go. You're doing good.
All right. So number 9 is The Chosen season 3 finale.
It's so weird to me
This is some
that's a thing.
bullshit, but okay.
How is that a thing?
$3.6 million. It's grossed $5.2 million. Fathom Events.
That's what it is. Haven't they done that already though? How are we
Yes.
seeing that again?
It was season 3, episodes 1 and 2, and now
Okay.
they're finale. I mean, I sure hope that's at least feature length. Otherwise, you're spending how much money to see a 60-minute TV show?
No, I guess people like that stuff get hype.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
number 8 is Missing.
Okay.
No, it's
Where
there
did
on
it
the
go?
list. It's right there.
So, yeah, what's the number?
$3.7 million this week, and it's grossed $23 million in its third week of release.
I saw it. And this is not how the internet works. This is not how social media works. And it is not how security cameras work. And it's not how time works. This movie.
That's a lot.
Oh my god!
Yeah. And this is from somebody who liked the first one. I liked Searching.
You like Searching.
I like that one. Yeah. This one is like, I like the actress. I can't think of her name right now. I liked her. She was pretty compelling. But anytime you start to pay attention, it doesn't work. It's not. And I know you're supposed to suspend disbelief, right? But it's when it's something so close to what you deal with on a daily basis, like social media, when they are taking creative license with it, to me it just doesn't work.
Storm Reed.
Yeah,
is
I don't
Slave
know.
Girl.
Yeah, she was good though. I liked her. But yeah, it ain't good, boys. It ain't good. And girls. It ain't good. Yeah.
Well, speaking of things that aren't really good, number 7 is Mithrigan.
Well, what?
Mithrigan.
Oh, okay.
Megan.
You trying to be funny?
Well, no, that's how it's written.
I know.
It's 3.8 million. It's grossed $87 goddamn million.
Sequel on the way.
Fucking hell.
Yep.
Number 6 is Steven's favorite film, A Man Called Otto.
Yeah,
At
fuck that
4.2
movie.
million. It's grossed $53 million. A Man Called Otto 2.
Electric Boogaloo? No, that ain't happening.
Another Man Called Otto.
Another Man Called Otto. That's it.
A Man Called Mobile. Otto and Mobile.
Well, speaking of another film Steven has seen, number 5 is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
So let me tell you something about this movie.
It grossed $7.8 million. It's grossed $151 million.
And it's deserved. This movie's good. I did not think that I would like this movie because I don't care for the Shrek movies, really. But it's actually really good, you guys. It's cute, funny. I like the characters a lot. It was endearing. I recommend. It's very good. So I'm surprised to say that, but it is.
Well, speaking of something very good that my girlfriend would probably like, BTS is at number 4 with Yet to Come in Cinemas.
I am surprised she hasn't already gone to see that.
I'm kind of surprised too.
Yeah.
It grossed $8 million.
Yeah.
It's weird hearing myself in a delay, so sorry about that, everybody. It's opening new this week.
Oh yeah, it is new.
I guess our friends were busy and they didn't go see this.
Exactly.
Anybody else here a fan of BTS?
Nah,
Okay.
I like
well,
some of their songs.
I'm not.
Not ain't my thing.
Number 3, in a shocking turn of events, Avatar: The Way of Water dropped. It was defeated. It was just who could see this coming after its second month of release? It grossed $11.3 million. It's grossed $636.9 million.
What did you say? It's the number 4?
It's the number 4 highest grossing non-adjusted for inflation film
of all time.
ever.
Yeah.
And it
So-
helped me beat Nico in film ball.
So what was-
Exactly.
R
what
slash
is-
movies is fucking seething.
So
right
what's
now.
the list now? Is Avatar back at number 1, or because I know it and
Yeah,
Endgame, I
it
think
was
we're bouncing back and
Avatar,
forth.
In-Game, Titanic, and now Avatar 2.
Okay.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
I think
That's
I
special.
think this Cameron fellow has a career.
He's got potential.
Yeah.
And then the top 2 are new releases. Number 2 is 80 for Brady. It opened with $12.7 million. I guess I'm going to have to see this movie. Everybody
Man,
says it's good.
Dude,
Everybody says it's good. And I'm like,
dude,
is it?
I listened to Carson's review on YouTube. He's a film critic.
Mhm.
He said this is like the worst cinematography he's almost ever seen.
It wouldn't surprise me.
From the cinematographer of like fucking Gladiator
Wow.
and like just Braveheart.
Yeah.
There's another one that he did. And it's like, what the fuck?
Dude, it's probably a lot of times it's directing and budget. You know?
It is well timed. I mean, it is football season with the Super Bowl coming out this weekend.
Well, and you know, I saw a thing the other day
They had a
that
$28 million budget.
this is a whole new subgenre of film, and I don't know where this came from, and it is the subgenre of getting a group of seasoned, well-known older actors to go and make characters to go and do something the last time. I feel like it's
Steel Magnolia's the movie.
well, and there's been so many.
Yeah.
There's
What
been
was
so
the
many.
space movie that had Tommy Lee Jones and Clint
Space Cowboys.
Eastwood?
Space
Yeah,
Cowboys.
Space
That's a good
Cowboys.
movie. I like
Yeah.
that one.
But it is this same genre.
Well, and then there was in their list they were talking about Bucket List, which is Morgan
Yeah.
Freeman and
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. And then there was one, I think it was called Tough Guys or something, that also had Morgan Freeman in it. Morgan Freeman's done the last time of everything a lot. He just
Yeah.
keeps going on. But yeah, it's weird. These movies, they
Going
make
in
some money.
Style. That was the film, Going in Style.
Going in Style. Okay.
What a piece of shit.
Would be nice if they listed the cost to make on that chart. Yeah, it would be nice actually. And you can get it, Ken, if you dig in at Box Office Mojo. Lots of times they will give you the budget.
It used to
Yeah.
be on the chart.
Yeah, nowadays you got to look it up, and honestly, it's
dig
not-
around and hope you find it.
It's not reliable.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that was probably the reason why they stopped doing it, is because they felt their numbers weren't reliable.
Well, now I got to go to Wikipedia to get those
Right.
numbers.
That's probably
Well-
what whoever on the back end of Box Office Mojo was doing, was going to Wikipedia. And
And
they just got
couldn't we
tired
get
of
them on IMDb for a while?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought
And
so.
They stopped listing them there too.
Huh. All right, that's fine. So do we have a
it. Number one.
Forgot number
Oh.
1.
Oh yeah, number 1, Knock at the Cabin. So
Yeah,
I saw
you want
this-
to talk about this one?
Yeah. So it made 14 million in its opening weekend. This feels like it underperformed to me. Like there was an expectation of it to be higher. Am I
You
wrong?
released a horror movie in February.
And it's R-rated, but it's M. Night Shyamalan.
I think Universal was
this
putting
is-
some heft behind it.
And this is actually, you're talking about horror movies in February. This is the 3rd one I've seen. 4th one I've seen. Because there was Megan, to a lesser degree, Skinamarink, Infinity
That was
Pool.
January. That was January.
Oh yeah, I mean, but they're like
But still,
early in the year. Is
yeah,
the point? It's
those
it's
are
in
also-
the shitty time of the year for movies to come out.
Like those, I don't expect to do well. But it again, like you said, this one's a Shyamalan movie. It is, despite how tarnished Shyamalan is as a brand. Like we mentioned earlier, Universal was trying to put some heft behind it. This is not a season for putting heft behind horror movies.
Exactly. So in the chat, I saw that Plane movie as well. Looks like it flopped. Not even the top. It was in the top 10
I
for
was
like
about to
1
say,
week.
the film's Plane has been out for 4 weeks.
Yeah, and I think it's about to come out on VOD.
I mean,
I think it's on its.
I mean, if you're talking flop, Plane has grossed 28.8 million, which is more than Python or The Chosen or Missing or BTS or fucking
well,
80
but
for
some of those
Brady.
are shit things. Being
Yeah.
more than Missing should say something about Missing, I guess.
It grossed way more than Infinity Pool, which is like goddamn
That
shame.
is.
Well, you also
an
got to
insult.
figure in how long have these movies been out. So,
Also-
like,
Yeah.
BTS just came out.
Like
True.
Infinity Pool is a Cronenberg movie, right?
Yep.
Younger Cronenberg, but still a Cronenberg
Yeah,
movie.
Cronenberg Jr.
Which is never going to be a mass appeal movie.
Yeah.
True. True.
Then release the fucking NC-17 cut.
Well,
I
that's not
don't
even-
disagree with that.
Yeah, that's a whole different argument.
We'll get there.
Well, yeah. So real quick on Knock at the Cabin, it's 60-something% last I looked on Rotten Tomatoes, and I don't understand that because the movie is not good.
Shyamalan film, not good.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It has at the beginning, in the opening act, some of the most wooden acting I've seen this side of a Bruce Willis
Wooden
movie.
acting in a Shyamalan film?
It's
no.
Everybody is bad in that first act, and then they kind of settle into their characters a little bit. And in the middle act, you start to feel like, oh, there's going to be a potential for some good social commentary here. This could be good. And then the end just kicks you right in the balls. It's stupid. The last act is really bad. I did not like this movie. I did not like it.
I want to see it just so I can compare it to the book.
Well, and that's reasonable. I did not like the cinematography. It's like, I feel like 2/3 of the movie is shot in like extreme close up. And I know that he's trying to develop a feeling or an atmosphere, but the script is so bad it just doesn't work. Like the atmosphere doesn't like make it deserve those shots. And I was telling Zach something specific to us, but I think you guys will notice it too, is there's a lot of shallow depth of field in this movie, like a lot. And if you're listening and you don't know what that is, it's where the background is out of focus, soft focus, on purpose to kind of control where your eye goes with what's in focus. But it's manufactured shallow depth of field somehow. It doesn't, I don't know if it's in the specific lenses he used, or it feels like post-convert shallow depth of field to me. It didn't look right somehow. And it's real ugly, and it's overdone. And for some reason, he likes to cut everybody off at the neck. So it's just a weird movie. It's not,
I mean, I was weirded out by some of their casting choices. Like, the main antagonist, Dave Bautista, he's in the book. It's supposed to be like a college age blonde, like teacher-ish kind of character.
It's a much different kind of character.
Yeah. And so when I was like, wait, who does Bautista play again? What? So yeah, I was weirded out by some of the casting choices.
I like Batista. I
same.
That's one of the things that made me interested in the movie is I like his acting turn over the last several movies he's done.
You won't like it in this movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I generally like him as well. I think he's become somebody who's really interesting. But this has got to be the directing. I mean, it's not like The Joke. It's not anything new to
I mean, honestly, I can't really
acting in
remember the
Shyamalan.
last Shyamalan movie that I actually enjoyed.
Split.
See, I never saw Split. Wait,
Oh
yeah,
my-
I did.
You
Yeah,
did.
yeah, I
No,
did.
yeah, I was gonna say
But I
I
haven't.
remember
I
us
was about to
watching
say, yeah,
Split.
I did. Yeah, that's
And-
James McAvoy, Unbreakable. Yeah.
And I generally liked what is it called, the Visit or whatever.
Fucking hated it.
I generally liked it. It's not like something I want to.
I
I don't
like
even
the
own
twist of it, but that was about it. Like everything else, I was bored halfway through the movie.
Like Austin is asking, "Oh, does anyone remember The Happening?" How could we fucking forget? Also,
I
anyone
try not
remember
to
Last Airbender? I'll never forget it.
I don't know what movie you're talking about, Zach.
it.
There is no movie in Boston say.
So in the chat they ask, do we think that Scream 6 and John Wick will make big box office?
Yes.
I think that they will make Scream 6 will make significant box office. I think John Wick will make good, like really solid box office. That's my feeling right now. We'll see.
I-
what
I'm not
Compared to
expecting
what's
300
been
million,
released
but-
already this year, yes, they're going to.
I think
a
they will
big
make
box office.
okay box office. It depends on the quality of the films.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
and
I-
honestly, word of mouth at this point.
I mean, I think Scream 6 is going to range in the 80 to 100 total domestic gross. But you put that up against their budgets, which are relatively low, and you have
it's by percentage, it's a significant win for them. Yeah,
John Wick I'd probably put in the same level, but international it will kind of pellet out of.
How do you think they're going to work the 7 into the Scream logo for the next movie?
So they did
It'd
a cool,
be the S.
they did a cool poster. I did like they did a poster that was like the subway system.
Mm-hmm. And each line was each movie, and each stop on the line was who was killed in that movie.
I have this suspicion that poster will be better than the actual movie.
Probably.
Well, they did another one the other day to where it was Guess Who.
I saw that one too.
You have Ghostface. Unfortunately, I couldn't ask, does he look like a bitch?
Okay.
But I saw that poster too, and I thought it's really weird. Like the poster game for Scream is surprising.
Strong.
I like the chat suggestion of 7 cream for Scream.
I'm totally down for 7 cream.
7 cream. I'm here for that.
But yeah, I think the promotional work is good. I don't know if the movie will match up.
John Wick 4,
I'm concerned because the John Wick franchise has been diminishing returns every iteration. And unless this movie kind of curves up, I don't need it necessarily to be John Wick 1 level, but as long as it turns from 3 to 2 level, then that's progress.
Exactly. I agree.
It's going into John Wick 4 knowing that there's going to be additional movies afterwards, kind of just...
Do we know there's a John Wick 5?
Yeah, I thought that they confirmed John Wick 5.
I missed that. Yeah,
so it's like there goes
ended at 3, but okay.
There goes any kind of suspense of, oh my god, is this going to be the end?
Is he going to die?
No.
Yeah.
No.
3 was the weirdest because it seemed completely unnecessary.
He totally should have died at 3.
Well, I don't need him to die at 3. It's just 3. The entire plot of 3 has him ending at the point where I thought he was at the end of 2. Because the end of 2 was like, now I'm going to go against the high table. And then 3 happens, and he kind of works for the high table. And then at the end, is like, I'm going to go against the high table. You're like, what was the plot development that happened in 3 that wasn't in 2?
I do not want it to end at 3 because it's such a low note.
No.
I love the character so much. I need there to be another good movie and them to stop.
What I'm saying is, at the end of 2, it felt like this is the setup for the final film.
Yeah.
And then 3 came out, and it's like, what the fuck is this? This isn't the final shit.
No, there was just no progress in the plot, really.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like we ended at the same point that we were just at the beginning of the movie.
Well, and it's like we all fell in love, and I think the creators did too much with the world building and not enough with an A to B to C plot, because the only thing 3 had going for it was some of the world building. And then they didn't really pay that off.
I actually disagree. I think they fell in love with John Wick, not the world.
Well, there's definitely that too. There's definitely that. I agree. And he has said before that he loves playing a character so much he would do it until people didn't want to see it anymore. Yeah. So I always assume there's another movie coming.
That's the problem with the kind of character that John Wick is, because he's built upon this revenge motif of getting back at the people who took his life away from him. And that can only last for so long. It's not like if you want like an ongoing franchise that will never end, well, or will end eventually, like Mission Impossible, where you have Tom Cruise is essentially in that same boat. It's like he is ending playing Ethan Hunt, but for the longest time, it's like I'll play Ethan Hunt until I can no longer do it. And it's just like, because it's a new thing each iteration. You just go on new missions. It's not the same thing with that character of John Wick.
Yeah, he doesn't have the same arc issue that John Wick has. And honestly, those Mission Impossible movies have more meat on the bone story-wise in each movie than John Wick does.
But if you want to see
speaking of things with meat on the bone,
what?
We saw some films.
Oh my gosh. Okay, go. But just don't go too long.
Okay, so fuck you. Okay. First off, we went and saw. Do you want to talk about S first or IP?
Talk about what? I don't
S
care.
Or IP?
It doesn't matter to me.
All right, well, fuck it. We went and saw a little horror film called Skinamarink,
and that movie's being talked about again now because it's on Shudder. So you guys can see it on Shudder.
Every time I hear the title, I just start singing.
Yeah, a lot of people do. And that song didn't. I had to ask Zach. I'm like, what is that from?
Yeah, it's a song.
It didn't stick with me. I think we didn't talk about Skinamarink on here already.
No, we
because
haven't.
the thing about Skinamarink is what I love about it is it's so divisive.
It's experimental horror
because
it's experimental slow horror too.
Yeah, so you either love it or you hate it, and that's another one of those situations where if you said kind of like Infinity Pool in that way, if you said I hate it, I'd be like,
I'd say you're a bitch.
With Infinity Pool, I would say you're a bitch. But with Skinamarink, it's not for everybody. It is not like. The thing about it, without being spoilery, is that I would say is they could put it up in a screening room inside of an art exhibit in a gallery, and it would work. It would fit.
Shit.
It would be scary as shit. Yeah. And what's interesting about it too is I saw a review the other day saying that the person, it worked better for them at home, and I bristle at that automatically. But with this movie, if you watch this on a big screen in a dark, empty house, that could work. I mean, that could work. But the problem is, though, is it looks like garbage on Shudder.
Yeah, the Shudder cannot handle the filter they put on it, which everybody is saying is film grain. It's not. It's not film grain because you're seeing it on such a compressed level. You think it's film grain. It's something else. I won't go into it without spoiling that. But I mean, this film, there were some scares in here. Like, if I injured myself during the film, does that mean that I can hold the filmmakers responsible? Like, my back still kind of hurts.
Oh my God. So the first 15 minutes of the movie, I wasn't sold.
The first 30, I was not sold. I was like, this is
by the 30-minute mark, though, I started to notice that I was sweating. I was like getting anxious. So I think it did work for me. And in our theater, it was great because
the
theater was understaffed because they weren't expecting people, and it was sold out. It was packed. It was right before I was going to Mexico, so I put on a mask. I'm like, nah, bitches. I'm making me sick before I go. Because there was a dude 2 rows back that was coughing his head off. I was like, Rona. Hell no. All right, so I don't know what you want to say specifically about it because I don't want to spoil it.
No, I'll just say this. Coming home, and it was like midnight, 12:15, and KJ's asleep, and I can't turn on any of the lights. And my first instinctual thought was, I need all the lights on. I want to go to sleep with a light on tonight.
Yep.
I haven't felt that way in 15 plus years. This film made me go, I want to sleep with the lights on.
You guys got to take a look at it. Let me know what you think. I'd be really curious to hear your thoughts on it because it is a very different movie.
Man, with this,
I might watch it tonight in the middle of the night.
I think you should.
Ooh, yeah.
That would be the time. Austin says he'll definitely watch Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Yeah. So will I. I'll buy the ticket right now if I had to.
I'll probably use some of my nighttime viewing to catch up and actually watch Mission Impossible.
You should. They're good. All but number 2. All but number 2 are good. So that would be okay. So the other thing, real quick, you wanted to talk about. You want to talk about Infinity Pool?
Yeah.
So Infinity Pool is
the Brandon Cronenberg, another one.
Yeah. If you liked Possessor Uncut, you should see Infinity Pool. It is. Okay. I think Infinity Pool to me isn't as strong a narrative as Possessor was, but wow, Mia Goth is amazing in this movie again. She steals this movie. It's twisted as shit. It's twisted.
There were moments where I'm like, this got a wide fucking release, man. I'm in the Regal.
I'm watching this in a Regal. Yeah, so you got to go in and knowing
it's a whole ass orgy.
This movie's twisted. It's twisted psychologically. It's twisted sexually. It's twisted violently. It's it's a Cronenberg movie. So... And it's beautifully shot. I love the way it's shot. It's weird because the Shyamalan movie cut people off at the neck and just shot from the neck down, and I hated it. The Cronenberg movie cuts people off at the neck and shoots them from the neck up, and it fucking works. It's beautiful. That movie is beautiful, but it feels so precise in the way it's done. It has a reason for the way it's shot, and I think it really works.
It's also one of those films that hours after seeing it or days after, I mean, I saw it. No, you saw it. Then I saw it. No,
Yeah.
no, you saw it. Then Dalton saw it. Then I saw it. And we're just back and forth with like different subtle shit that we picked up throughout the film and theories about like this
Characters
and
and stuff. It's going to be one of those that you can rewatch and get other stuff from.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. And it ages well.
Like a fine wine.
Yeah, like I've liked it better and better as I've thought about it.
Sorry.
In the chat, someone
a
brings up
tequila.
that there's a David Gordon Green Exorcist trilogy being
It's
made, and I
fucked.
fucking hate that idea. He is not a good director of horror movies. I'm sorry. I just
No.
don't dig on what he does. And I love The Exorcist. It's probably going to look like a music video.
Evil Dies Tonight.
Evil Dies Tonight. Yep.
40 years ago.
So let's progress. We got a lot to do.
Yes.
Let's do a film ball update if you have that for us.
Absolutely. So, main game, which is the CultureSmash cast crew, in fifth place with $2.8 million is me. Fourth
you.
place is Steven with $26.6 million. Third place is Nathan with $29.1 million. So, Steven, you're hot on his heels.
Heck yeah, I'm still in the game for a minute.
In second place is Nico with $39.3 million. And in first place is Zach with $83.7 million.
Hell yeah.
Damn it.
Hell
For the secondary game of the TikTok crew, we have fifth place AV Collecting with $2.8 million. We have Overly Honest in fourth place with, honestly, talk about hot on your heels. Overly Honest is in fourth place with $27,882,000.
Damn.
Steven, you're in third place with $27,898,000.
What the
So
hell?
like maybe $10,000, a little over $10,000 separated.
Well, that's not going to last. I'm going to get my ass handed to me, but it's okay.
Yeah, probably. In second place, Movies with Nerdy is $39.3 million.
Uh-oh. Hang on, she's coming back.
There
you go.
And that is your film ball update.
All right. Excellent. All right, so if you're interested in what we're talking about fantasy film ball wise, basically it's a game we play each 4 months where we get 100 virtual bucks. We bid on the movies we think are going to make the most box office, and then we smack talk each other about our choices for the 4-month period. If you want to join us on the next game, we will play again in late April. So stick around here, and I'll put the word out when it's time.
Real quick.
Yes.
Austin says Pazuzu dies tonight.
Pazuzu.
I'm like, it's a demon. Where's it going to go?
He's not going to die.
Detroit?
How's he going to die?
Yeah. Where's it going to go? Detroit?
Even demons don't go to Detroit.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Where are they going to go to hell?
All right, so if you want to see a movie this weekend, there's really only 2 choices. Titanic reissue is 88% of Rotten Tomatoes, and then Consecration is at 27%. Oof. That's it. That is it. So let's we've got kind of a big thing that we haven't talked about here. So hopefully, Nico, you did a reasonable job of figuring out how to do this. That's why I gave it to you.
Nico has left the chat.
Of course, Nico has left it. He's AFK.
Bitch.
All right, so what should we do? That's the only story we have right now, so we've got to bullshit.
I'm back.
Damn
Okay,
it.
he's back. Made it. All right, good.
All right. So, DC Studios, the newly created division under Warner Brothers, which is co-CEO'd by James Gunn and Peter Safran, recently announced a preview of its upcoming slate of its first set of DC Cinematic Universe projects, labeled Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. This is going to be a combination of works that are both in movies and cinema and also television projects in a cohesive universe, except for those that aren't. Elseworld projects. Those include Matt Reeves' Batman projects and like animated shows like Teen Titans Go that are already existing. But anything going forward is likely going to be here. So let's start with the movies that we're going to be getting. Superman Legacy is going to be coming out on July 11th, 2025, written by James Gunn. It is a new Superman movie, not connected to the Snyder film. Henry Cavill is out, not Superman, following Kal-El, Superman, Clark Kent, as he reconciles his extraterrestrial origins and his human family upbringing. Other movies will include The Authority, which is a superhero team that was created in 1999 under DC's Wildstorm imprint. It's their first Wildstorm franchise being brought into the cinematic universe. We've got The Brave and the Bold, which is going to be the introduction of...
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess we'll never know. No.
Brave and the Bold is often a title used in DC Comics as team-up books, with Batman teaming up with insert random hero here for this month's issue. However, it's being twisted in the movie to be Batman and the Damian Wayne Robin. So first time Damian Wayne is being brought into the live movies, taking a lot from the Grant Morrison run where that character came from. We are still getting a sequel to Matt Reeves' The Batman with Robert Pattinson, and so far the Penguin miniseries on HBO Max seems to be...
Now those are Elseworlds stories, right? They're not in the main story.
The Batman is in Elseworlds. Yeah, that one is also coming out in 2025, October 3rd. So we have 2 DC movies that year. We also are getting Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which is based off of the Tom King miniseries that I think just wrapped recently. And a Swamp Thing film is going to cap out the movie side of this chapter. It's set to be a horror film. Over on TV shows, we have Creature Commandos. James Gunn is the writer of or one of the writers of the series. A 7-episode animated show where Amanda Waller, the director from the Suicide Squad movies, played by Viola Davis, forms another super team out of monstrous prisoners. It's like Frankenstein, that kind of thing. Speaking of, Waller is going to be a series dedicated to Amanda Waller, starring Viola Davis again, featuring the Peacemaker and from the Peacemaker TV show, and is written by Watchmen's the show Watchmen. Actually, I didn't check. It could be the TV show. Some iteration of a lot.
Oh, lost him.
This is what happens when you don't.
This is what happens when you have bad internet.
Okay.
There we go.
Good. We're getting a TV show for Booster Gold, which is a time-traveling superhero. Comes from the future, where he's kind of a washed-out football player, celebrity star, and decides to make his living in the past with his super technology, showing up as superpowers. We've got Lanterns, which is a new take on the Green Lanterns.
Yeah, that's a show I'm actually interested in.
I like the...
you guys' internet is...
It's going to feature... Yeah,
I have no clue what's going on. We told the boys to get the fuck off.
Well, AT&T has also been... AT&T has been working on polls in the area for like the last couple of weeks. They were definitely here in force, so it could be that. Featuring Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. We're getting Paradise Lost, which is supposed to be a Game of Thrones-esque drama on Wonder Woman's birthplace island of Themyscira, taking place before the events of Wonder Woman, be it the movies or some new iteration. All of this is before or after. All this is after the current upcoming projects coming this year. So Shazam, Fear of the Gods in March, Flash in June, Blue Beetle in August, Aquaman, Lost Kingdom in December. So all of those are still happening. And then after that is when this new iteration of the DC universe is happening. One of the main pushes is to try to consistently keep actors across platforms, both television and movies, and also live action and animation. So when they're casting for this Creature Commando show, which they haven't cast yet, they want voices that can also portray those characters in live action material if those characters were able to make that jump. I think trying to bridge some of the gap that maybe Marvel was seeing when they were doing the What If show, even though that did have a lot of crossover. The thing that's interesting about all this is, other than Gunn and a couple of instances of writers being mentioned, there's not a lot of creative talent or names behind any of these announcements. Like we don't know who's directing any of the movies outside of the Matt Reeves Batman project, and we don't know who's, of course, starring in most of these projects. We don't know who the new Superman's going to be. and things like that. So I watched the video that James Gunn released when announcing all this material, and it's an ambitious project, but I am kind of concerned that it's putting out too much stuff without there being a solid framework for it to actually execute.
Yeah, because all of that's said, he's also said that he really wants to do something that Marvel notoriously doesn't do, and that's to focus on the creators a little bit, like the voice of the creators through these stories. And when you do that, I think you can't churn them out like they're on a conveyor belt. This is
that
you've got to be more thoughtful.
He wants to focus on the creators, but he's releasing all of these projects without creators.
The only one that I've seen is it Joe Carnahan that directed Logan? Is that who it is?
Yeah. No, Mangold.
James Mangold did Logan. Yeah, he's put his hat in the ring for the Swamp Thing horror movie, which I think would be kind of a good pick. I think he could do a really interesting job with that character.
And that's also the best one because that's the last one in the set of projects. So it's the furthest out to develop.
I feel like they're just like vomiting out so much that the ones that are going to be good are going to be the ones that Gunn is doing himself because they're going to get the most focus and time. I think Gunn doing a Superman movie could be great, and he's got plenty of time to do it. But not everybody else has got as much time as he does.
A lot of the praise that Gunn is getting is specifically citing out the comic book runs that are inspiring this. I believe, like in Superman, called out a lot of the All-Star Superman run. I talked about in The Brave and the Bold, the Grant Morrison, a lot of Grant Morrison in this run, the Grant Morrison Batman run. So the Tom King Supergirl run is specifically the inspiration for the Supergirl movie, and apparently those helped sell a lot of books on the comic side. James Gunn was talking about having conversations with Jim Lee and the publishers over on that side about how their numbers have been really good lately because he was citing these books, which is good, but again, without really having more than, hey, we're making a Supergirl movie, but not here's who she is, here is the like directors and all that. It's hard to get excited.
Well, the advantage to that is already having the core story is there, because you've got the comics to go back to. I mean, Marvel's been doing that too.
Yeah.
But the thing that bothers me is if they are trying to, and I feel like that they really are, or want to be competitive with Marvel, they're still missing how Marvel was able to do it, to bring in especially B-team characters that people don't know as much about, and that is by properly introducing them through known characters. You know, you're going to bring out this Authority movie. You're going to have to cast it well because that's a part of what worked with Guardians. That was one of the cold introductions that Marvel did, just putting Guardians out without having them appear in another movie. But they casted it with big people that everybody likes.
Well, I think the other thing with Guardians is it had a really good trailer. Like that first Guardians movie was promoted really well, and I don't know if DC can match that because their recent work hasn't been as good in that front.
But it was risky, that would be the riskiest one. Whereas other times they would just introduce new characters in the Avengers, that's how we got, Scarlet Witch was by introducing her in already existing material, so that she didn't have to come in cold. And you're going to bring in something like the Authority. That's not even a main book. That's not even a DC primary book. So I don't know anything about it, to be honest. So I really look at the Authority like a Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, you better really find some way to get this out there, because if you're hoping for it to have big impact, it's going to have to, like you said, it's going to have a great trailer. It's got to have some really great name actors in it that people are really interested in at the time it's being made. I don't know. I would be surprised in a lot of ways if this works. And I want it to. I want to see somebody other than Marvel doing great stuff, but I just my confidence isn't there.
Yeah.
It's because this is like trying to compete against Marvel, but Marvel's at home. Like DC goes to the battlefield, Marvel's at home polishing the trophy with Brasso from the battle that DC never showed up to.
And you're coming at them with Nerf guns.
Yes.
Because I like Booster Gold as a character, but no, my sister is not going to know who the hell that is. And you got to get that mainstream audience in there to really make money.
I think Booster Gold works because he's on the TV side. And I feel like that's a better goal, a better place to showcase those characters is on the television side, the HBO Max side, because they don't focus as much financial resources there, which has been a criticism that I've had on Marvel for not doing that, for the fact that they don't focus the same intensity. But Marvel also is explicitly trying to make you watch Disney Plus material in order to follow along with their movie. So they kind of have to be on par. But in terms of introducing like the Creature Commandos and Booster Gold, those on television kind of make more sense. I guess. The thing I'm most excited about is Green Lantern by way of True Detective. I was like, that sounds fascinating. And
I am interested in that one too. That one and the Swamp Thing movie are probably the things I'm kind of the most interested in. I would like a good Superman movie too. That would be great. But Superman is hard to do well. He's just, his character is thin, so he's just hard to do well. I think the Supergirl story arc, I want to read that comic run because it sounds like it could be a little bit more like straight up sci-fi kind of storytelling, which is kind of what DC was good at, is more
sci-fi. I would like to. I haven't read it yet, but I want to. I agree with Superman. I would love for that to be good. I don't know about the Brave and the Bold yet. I'm kind of hit or miss on Damian Wayne. I really didn't care for his introduction all that much.
Yeah,
I think he's evolved into a better character than what he originally was, and I like the Robert Pattinson Batman. So I had to pick a Batman I don't know yet, and the one I really like. I would rather continue in the iteration that we have.
Well, and I think honestly, the only reason this Elseworlds thing exists is because of that movie. Because the Batman did well, and Warner Brothers is going to want to continue with that franchise, so they had to bring Elseworlds into it. And I think Shazam even has its place. Although I feel like what is his name, the comedian that's in Shazam from
Zachary
Chuck?
Levi.
Yeah, I feel like he thinks it's getting canceled because he's gotten a little snarky on social media, and he may actually ruin it for himself.
I think he's probably right though. I don't know if there's going to be a future for Shazam in the Gunn Safran era. But
it would have to be an Elseworld story for sure.
Well, they also another thing is that James. I don't want to spend too much more time on this one, but James Gunn really pitched Flash as the reset point for the DC Cinematic Universe, and depending on how that turns out, once that movie comes out later. And we still have movies after that. But it may be able to smoothly carry over some of the stuff that was in the Snyderverse era that we're kind of still in. And some stuff may not work. I don't know. Well, we'll just wait and see. I'm trepidatious. That's pretty much the sentiment that I have.
Well, and I feel like...
seems like par for the course for DC.
Yeah, that's fair.
It feels like with the Green Lantern thing, they're trying to satisfy everybody. You know, rather than just pick either of those two Green Lanterns to tell their story, they're just going to bring them both in. And
I think that's actually good. I think Green Lanterns work well as partners. Like I prefer, because it makes more sense for the concept of space cops to be partners.
I just need I need him to make things with his I need him to make giant hammers and giant fists with his rings. That's all I care about.
Well, now you get two giant fists.
Well, okay, I'm fine with that.
There you go. all the giant fisting you can have.
Perfect. Well, that sounds also like not what I want now. All of a sudden, I don't really want any fisting from Green Lantern. I think I'm pretty good. All right, so in the chat room, they ask if any of us have seen the Supergirl from 1984. The answer is
no.
yes,
Not
and
in
I
a
still
long time.
try to pretend like I didn't. I've seen it. Yeah, it's bad. All right. So, Tina, you didn't speak much on this. Do you have any thoughts about it before we move on?
I'm tired of DC movies. I'm tired of Marvel movies at this point.
You know
I mean,
what?
Marvel's
I
been
never
really
thought I
shit
would
in the
say
bed.
that. Like me, I never thought I would say that, but I am.
I've been saying it for a while. I'm right there with you, and I hate to say it. I wish Marvel would go away for about 5 or 6 years and
Yeah,
come
just
back with
I don't
something.
even-
give us
I don't
a
need that
breather
long,
and
but-
come back rejuvenated.
I do think they need a break. I could go a year without seeing a Marvel movie. The 3 releases in a calendar year is too much. I could go one a year is fine, but if they took a whole year off, like we're taking a break for 2020 after Ant-Man, we're coming back next spring. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah, but we know that's not going to happen because Ant-Man is the start of something.
Yeah, I mean, Ant-Man is setting
And-
the whole tone, I guess, or at least it's kickstarting the plot that gets us through this current phase.
Yeah, it gets us through the King the Conqueror phase. And granted, I hate King the Conqueror, so I'm not expecting this at all. But
King
I
the
mean, I could
Conqueror
say
is-
that, I hate, or not hate, but I'm tired of superhero movies. And then with Ant-Man, with it starting a new phase, something might grab my interest. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's go. And I'm looking forward to them again. But right now, it just feels like you have said many times, it's formulaic. It's a fucking recipe that they follow to the T. And it's
so I'm kind
predictable. And
on the King the Conqueror, and you not liking King the Conqueror, I think that's entirely valid. King the Conqueror is a ridiculously canon convoluted character in every iteration of King, like Impetus, Immortus. It's Immortus, Iron Lad. Every version of King the Conqueror is just nuts. But I think the MCU did a good job of also condensing and refining Thanos to work, and because
I was happy with what they did with
he was
Thanos,
a very different character than he is in the comics, and I think it works well. And I'm very curious to see how they do that same approach to King the Conqueror.
But it's
and I also really like Jonathan Majors, and I want to see.
Yeah, I
him do
will
well
say
in
I
the
do
role.
like Jonathan Majors, so I'm happy with that. But watching Loki the TV series and we were on episode 3 or 4, and I was like, I swear to God, if it's King the Conqueror, I'm done. And sure enough, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm done.
You were done because it was the last episode.
Well, and you know what's weird? I was going to say that part of the problem with them is they don't have the creative people that were as good, that are as good now as they were for the previous iterations of the Marvel stories. But when you look at the Russo brothers, they did some of the best films in the MCU, but they have done shit that's good since then.
Yeah.
I mean, any of their things that they've done, either produced or directed, since leaving Marvel, have not been good. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, the sucky part is I see everything, so it doesn't matter if I get excited or not. I'm still going to see whatever they put out.
And honestly, we still have 2 teenage boys who one of them has been consistently asking, "Have we gotten tickets yet? Have we gotten tickets yet?"
But you may not want to go see it in AMC theaters.
You don't think so?
No, because at your next visit to AMC theaters, you might have to pay a premium cost to get the seats you like. The country's largest cinema chain is rolling out what they call Sightline at AMC, a ticket pricing initiative based on seat location within the auditorium, similar to what you'd find for music concerts, sporting events, or even Broadway. The initiative kicks off on Friday at select AMC locations in New York, Chicago, and Kansas City, and is expected to be expanded to all domestic AMC locations by the end of the year. There will be 3 different seat pricing options, first being standard, described as the seats that are most common and are available for a traditional cost of the ticket. Then there's the value sightline. These are seats that are in the front row of the auditorium, as well as select ADA seats. These are set at a lower price and only available to AMC Stub members, including the free tier membership. The third option is preferred sightline, which are the seats in the middle of the auditorium and are priced at a premium to standard sightline seats.
I just want to cut in. Steven would actually make out pretty well in this because he
I
would
was going to
always be
say,
giving the value.
I'll show you. Have
Now-
an image of the grid
Yeah.
that I can put up.
Now, AMC Stubs A-list members will be able to reserve seats in the preferred Sightline section at no additional cost.
I mean, I think that in the end is what they're really selling
Yeah.
is memberships.
And
My
theaters
computer
that
happens.
offer Sightline are expected to provide a detailed seat map that outlines each seating option during the ticket purchase process and is applied to all show times that begin after 4 p.m. at participating locations. Not applicable on Discount Tuesdays when all movie tickets are discounted
Discount
to
Tuesday.
$5.
Yeah.
Sightline Initiative is the latest AMC Theaters experiment with movie ticket prices as cinemas struggle to recover from COVID still. In 2022, AMC charged $1 to $2 more for the opening weekend of The Batman starring Robert Pattinson compared to other movies playing at the same time. And last weekend, with the encouragement of Paramount, AMC offered matinee prices to every screening of 80 for Brady, which is a comedy that we've discussed starring Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, and Sally Field.
That might have helped bump it up. Second place. You know what? The more I think about it, it irks me, but not as much as I would think it would.
At first, I was upset about it too, and then I'm like,
I'm disappointed, but not surprised.
It's an erosion of consistency that we as moviegoers have gotten used to, and as something goes away, then eventually it will keep going. More and more things will go away, or they'll start nickel and diming you in other ways as well.
Yeah.
And I understand that this is a very slippery slope, but they give so many. And according to this article description, gives a lot of different.
You good, Zach?
What'd you do?
He's just shot.
Finished the shot.
Yeah.
What?
But
I finished it.
He gave, but according to this article, gives a lot of it gives a lot of outs or leeways. Like if you're an AMC A-lister, you subscribe, you don't get any of these premium costs. It's for movies after 4 p.m. So if you go on weekends, you're fine during the day, or if you go in weekdays, if you're lucky like that.
You can always do Discount Tuesday.
Yeah, Discount Tuesday is still a thing. So it's annoying. But I also like the idea of paying less if I get front row.
Yeah.
So typically,
How often do you go to front row?
Oh, how many times do I go see movies with Steven?
I don't sit in the front.
So pretty close.
Typically, I sit. I usually, if it's recliner seats, I can sit in the second, or sometimes third row. But usually second.
Well, I have to wonder: do they mean just the front?
They do.
Literally mean the front.
The front
row.
row. Yeah. Now the second and third rows are in their regular pay situation. So it doesn't like if I was to buy a ticket at AMC for where I like to sit, it wouldn't change anything for me. It's actually literally the fourth row back to about the fourth row from the back. It's that square in the middle that's like, I guess, considered the premium seats that they're marking up. I guess I wouldn't have a problem with it if they really provide a premium service. But the problem is so many theaters you go in, there's a dead pixel, or the bulb is dim, or the floor is sticky. If you're going to start charging, tiered pricing for seats like that, it better be fucking like premium experience.
I do agree with that. The AMCs in our area have not been amazing experiences.
The Stones River is fine, but the one that's closest to us, the last movie we saw was Jurassic World Dominion there, and it was like the screen, like the picture was
the projection.
Off the screen.
The projection went off the screen.
It was annoying.
But I also feel like there's. I like Zach's description of it's like Walmart. Like the one that's the nicer of the two that's near us is very much like it's like Walmart. They clean, the minimum amount they have to do and stuff, and there's still bits of popcorn everywhere. It's not as well polished as I would like if I have to pay a premium cost for something.
So I do think this is the sort of the first sort of step toward where I think movie theaters are gonna eventually go. I think it's gonna be a luxury experience. It's gonna cost more.
Yeah.
But I also think a lot of theaters are better equipped to offer more perks. Like I think the AMC dine-ins can offer more for charging more. They can give you, like they charge, I don't know, a standard ticket price, but you get an app or a drink or something. They can do that, but like the regular Regals, if they wanted to go to that, it would be more difficult.
Well, the problem I have with the AMC dine-in stuff is, okay, I want to see Infinity Pool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's only playing on one screen at that AMC, which is the dine-in option. So I got to pay $3 to $4 more to have the ability to call someone and say, I'd like a burger.
And then pay for the burger.
No, I don't want the burger. But I got to pay $4 more to have a button at my seat that I don't want to use. It's like I'm being upsold on this film.
Because that's the only screen that's available.
That's the only one they put it in.
Yeah. I want a conveyor belt. I just realized what I want in a theater is I want like a sushi train conveyor belt. I don't want a person. I don't want sushi on it. But I don't want a person to interrupt my viewing experience. If there's like a train that's running by me and I could just pick up a bucket of popcorn off of it or a box.
There they go.
Yeah, they went.
Well, what I think would be cool is playing off what he's doing. When they have two tiers, like there's a slow train of food, and then there's the fast train where it's just like
you want the fast train.
Well, I want a burger, so it goes zzz, and it stops right at your seat, and you just pick it up.
Yeah,
and that's it,
and you're good to go.
Perfect.
The
problem is that would get in the fucking sight line of that movie.
So I did go to I don't know, we may have really lost them this time. I did go to a theater in Kentucky that was a dine-in theater. And that theater was amazing because you had to order your food during the trailers. If you didn't order during the trailers, you weren't getting food. That was it. Mm-hmm. And the food staff, they were like ninjas. They were in all black. And the only way they knew if you wanted something extra is they had a little card that they could see that was like, I guess, I don't know. They put a light on. I don't know. They could see it in the dark. Whatever.
It's magic.
You put magic. Put the card up, and they would come and refill your drink and never say shit to you. They would be like stealthy as hell. It was a pretty impressive situation. But I think that's where we're going, honestly. And I think we're going to see Regal just closed something like 39 theaters.
None of our local ones.
None of ours. But they did close out some of their lesser used theaters, and I think we're going to see theaters get smaller, have fewer screens, but I hope it means they get better. Like the screens they do have are more premium, but it's going to cost us more, and it's going to be shit like this.
The alternative, if I want a premium experience, is if like Steven's like them spotting a card made me think about this. I want a Brazilian steakhouse theater where I just have the little thing on the table just turned up, and they constantly bring meat out while I'm watching the movie.
And pineapple.
And pineapple. You gotta have the pineapple. You gotta have the sweet and the savory.
That I would pay a premium experience for that.
But yeah, of everything that has happened in these last 2 weeks related to technology and movies, this one just bothers me the least somehow. And I know it bothers me the least because I have a Regal subscription plan, and I know that anybody that has an AMC plan, this doesn't affect them at all.
I think that's it too. It's like we're advocates of, if you are a regular movie goer, the subscription plan, if at your local big box theater, is the way to go because it's going to save you money in the long run. It's just super convenient. So I that is an area where I feel like it is a potential for movie theaters to nickel and dime you, because of course, if you aren't taking advantage of seeing the number of movies that equates to making it successful for you.
And most of it is like after the second movie, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
It's pretty much, if you see more than 2 movies, you're good on paying the cost of your subscription fee. And they're counting on people not doing that, and also people coming into the movie theater and buying concessions because that's where they're making their real money.
Exactly. So you know what you could do if you think that you just can't afford to do an AMC or Regal subscription. You could drop your Netflix and replace it with an AMC subscription. You could
How
do
are
that.
they gonna watch Stranger Things season 8,
Well,
9,
you could
10?
You could just
Sure.
share a password with somebody.
unless. But actually, it looks like that might still be the case because after
What?
intense backlash
That's a
surrounding
shitty.
I tried, damn it.
it was an attempt. I saw where you were going with it. After intense backlash surrounding what appeared to be the signs of Netflix trying to crack down on password sharing, Netflix has clarified that no official announcement has been made about outside of current test countries, which are Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru, in an attempt of locking down password sharing by shutting down accounts when they try to log in away from their home network. So basically, the way it would have worked, and may still be working, I don't know if the test is still happening in these countries right now or not, users would need to sign in into their home Wi-Fi of what is listed as the primary location that they set up in their account at least once every 31 days to ensure that their device is not blocked.
Fuck that.
So
Yeah.
temporary codes would need to be issued for traveling members, which would only remain valid for 7 consecutive days. So let's say I have Netflix on my iPad and I am not at home for a month and a half. Well, fuck.
Say we go to
Exactly.
Ireland for 2 weeks and want to watch something because it's rainy because it's Ireland.
Say you have a profile set up for your child who goes off to college and they are there for, of course, more than a month. Well, they're screwed on Netflix.
Exactly.
That it sounded terrible, and most of the internet was like, Netflix, stop being stupid. And they said, what are you talking about? That was a test in other countries. That we didn't announce that.
That was my evil twin brother, Netflix.
Okay. All right. It was the one of the fastest rollbacks I've ever seen.
The discussion online was just pure vitriol.
Yeah.
It was like, fuck this. I'm canceling now. And just on a dime.
On a dime, they just reversed it. And I don't know if they actually lost any subscribers this fast or not. Because when I saw that, what I thought is, yeah, okay, the minute it gets enacted, I'm done. And it's not even just the password sharing; it's the hassle of it all.
Yeah.
Every time I want to take my iPad out, let's say, like you were just talking about, I take it out. Let's say I travel with it for a few days. I have to get that code. Then I come home. Well, then I go out again a week later. I got to get another fucking code. And every time you travel and you want to use your account, you got to get a code. It's stupid, and it literally amounts to very few subscribers that they could actually flip by doing that. I saw a poll that said maybe 10% of password leechers would actually start up an account. And I don't know if that would balance out because of the people like me that would just say, fuck you and drop it, because I've been looking for an excuse anyway. Because
it's like a code for each device. And let's face it, most modern families now have multiple devices for pretty much each member of the family. If you have a family of 4, you need to get 4 different fucking codes.
Yeah, I have my Netflix account set up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 7 devices in this house right now.
Yeah, just in this house.
Yeah, I think I have mine on 5, and I don't have 2 kids in here.
Well, I mean, you're paying for those streams. You're paying for I can have X amount at a time. Suddenly you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like why the fuck are we paying for that?
And I downgraded mine to the lowest tier. You can only have 1 stream going at a time, which we have ran into when Tina will turn on Netflix and
it'll be like, sorry, Sean is already watching Netflix. I'm like, fuck a duck, Sean, get the fuck off Netflix. You're supposed to be in bed.
It's like, oh no, we have to watch one of the other dozen streaming services we have.
Exactly. But it's this just reveals or accentuates the weakness in the Netflix business model. And that anytime you are a company that lives and breathes solely on that subscription model, you've got a peak that you're gonna hit. You're only ever gonna get so many subscriptions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And most other streaming services have other ways to offset any cost they have. Like Amazon Amazon doesn't even really like you get it with Prime. It's like I get Amazon Prime Video because I pay for Prime shipping. It's like that's great. Hulu has ad tiers, so you can do that instead.
And also Hulu is owned by multiple companies. It's not its own thing.
And Disney Plus gets money from everything else that Disney does.
Exactly.
It's
theme parks and theatrical releases and toys and
Netflix,
even HBO Max, their parent company, Warner Brothers, they've had some struggles, but they still have theatrical releases. They have their cable channels. They have all that stuff.
These are companies that have diversification. They have multiple revenue streams. Netflix does not, and that is a problem for the company.
And another thing that this has taught us is Netflix is a pushover. Like, I mean, for real, it's a pushover. Like, the outcry of this decision completely made them take a step back, be like, oh, no, just kidding. It's like, okay, so you're showing us that the public can basically bully you into giving us what we want.
I don't mind that as much.
I don't mind it either, but I'm saying it's going to, if they try any other kind of money-making grub, it's going to, again, I can't take Netflix seriously now when I see stuff like that anymore.
I mean,
I think they're being bullied a little easier right now because they've just gone through a period of bleeding a lot of subscribers, so they're weak, and we're just kicking them while they're down, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much like that's how how businesses work. It's like either you upset your fan base, you upset your consumer base, and you're either going to fold, or you think you have a strong enough reason to make this decision that you're going to stay the course, and that's going to sink or swim for you. Netflix apparently did not think that they had a strong enough decision to stay the course. They decided it's better for them to just acquiesce and follow what their consumers are telling them to do, which I think works really well. But they need to figure out how to diversify their income. They need to figure out how. I don't know how, because it's not like all the other streaming companies really started the same way Netflix did. I mean, the closest would probably be Hulu, but Hulu started with advertising as a thing. Netflix didn't even have that. We've talked about them going to have an ad tier.
Isn't that going now already?
I honestly have no idea. I'm not on it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But they are starting in a weird place compared to everyone else in their market.
And it's going to be interesting to see over the next handful of years. I actually thought they were the ones that were bulletproof compared to everybody else. But I don't know now, because it really does highlight the fact that they're not diversified in any way. Now we're already seeing Paramount Plus is shitting the bed. They're having to merge with Showtime, which works out good for me because I have Showtime, so I get that for free coming up when that merger happens. It just becomes part of my subscription.
Yeah, I'm the other way around. I got Paramount Plus, which I got recently, which is how I've been going through a lot of Trek stuff recently.
Well, but then you might be getting Showtime, inside of that merger, which is great.
But those in streaming overall, like the streaming marketplace has just not been good the last couple of years, and your Netflix is especially weak because they don't have anything else. They only have streaming, unless you want to have them mail you a Blu-ray.
Well, none of these companies have been.
Finally return March of the Penguins.
Okay.
See, I'm a connoisseur of good films, so I subscribe to Criterion Channel.
Well, or subscribe to HBO Max and then have access to it. Yeah.
Some, not all.
Yeah. Your elitism totally distracted me from what I was thinking. You ruined it. You ruined it.
As is tradition.
All right. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think we're going to all end up back on cable again. It'll just be a streaming version of cable. You can kind of already do that a little bit with the Hulu, ESPN, Disney Plus package.
I want to tangent real quick and rant on something on that front too. So I don't know, most people may not be aware the Super Bowl, which is this big culmination event in NFL American football sports, is happening this Sunday, and you can watch it if you have live television, which we don't, and you're kind of screwed if you don't. We looked up ways to see if we can get it, and there are 3 streaming services in which you can get it. Hulu Live, which is super expensive,
It is. Yeah.
Sling TV, which is our primary streaming device, is a PlayStation 4, not on PlayStation 4. And another one called Fubo TV, which I'm not familiar, also not on PlayStation 4. Hulu, we have a Hulu subscription through the Disney Bundle program. So we got Disney Plus, bundled it with Hulu, and I think maybe ESPN's on there too. But you can't set up Hulu Live through that because it's not billed through Hulu.
Yeah,
you actually have to make a separate Hulu account to get that system. I'm just like, Disney, what the hell? And it was just annoying.
Yeah, that's weird. That is weird. Maybe it's just different licensing somehow for live.
I guess our alternative plans are get a different system, like get my Xbox out of the closet or something and plug that up to use one of the other streaming services.
Fubo, it's $70-$80 a month, but they offer a 7-day free trial.
Yeah.
So
and Sling's also cheaper too.
Sling is like $25.
I think that's on Xbox, maybe not. Or my laptop, I could hook that up to the television.
Alternatively, hear me out.
Don't watch the Super Bowl.
Zach's terms. Watch something good.
Yeah.
Hey, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, considering the main reason we were going to watch the Super Bowl is because of the boys in the house, but they're making plans for this weekend. We might not need to watch.
Yeah, we might not.
There you go.
So honestly,
problem solved.
Yeah, the only thing worth watching are the commercials. So.
Oh, Zach's got a transition. I want to hear it.
I was going to transition. Speaking of something good to watch, what do we have on Blu-ray that we could watch?
Oh, well, before that, I was going to quickly mention one other cluster fuck.
Your segue fucking sucks, Zach.
Yeah, you blew it because he's not actually looking at the script, so he blew it. Are you guys aware with what happened the last 2 weeks with physical media at Best Buy?
No.
Yeah, what the shit?
Okay, so the weirdest shit happened, and this ties into something that I had to do a couple of weeks ago. The prices went to MSRP. They went to, they went to the actual retail price with something weird happening on the website. $69,000 for the menu. But literally, if you went into the stores, if you wanted to buy, say, Black Adam, it was $50.
For the menu, does that come with a trip to the island?
I was going to say that's
unfortunately
the actual cost to do the island experience.
No, it wasn't. It was $12,000. They explained that.
Yeah, that's like enough for all of us to go.
Yeah, that's what you're paying for. The CultureSmash.
Well, you also get $50,000 life insurance that you have to.
Yeah. So it's funny. So we're talking about like social media and stuff like people blowing up. That's what happened. Is that community lost their minds trying to figure out what was happening. Why were these prices so high? Well, it ties into remember I told you guys I had to go spend my rewards points a few weeks ago because the rewards were going away except for credit card holders.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out what they did is launched a new program called Total Tech, and it's $200 a year, and you get 24/7 support from the Geek Squad. You get a handful of stupid things. You get 2 days shipping on products plus free installation. So there's a lot in there, but also one of the things was special discounted pricing. So weirdly, what happened is they raised everything in physical media. I couldn't find any evidence this happened with anything else in the store. I couldn't find that it happened with TVs or refrigerators or video games. It just happened with movies. The price went to the regular sticker price, and then you could get the discounted price, which is what everybody else is selling this stuff for if you were a Total Tech member.
That's stupid.
It is really so people.
That is ass backwards.
It is. Because if they're going to do this Total Tech bullshit, then you should get 10% off or something. The regular price, not the retail like MSRP. Yeah. So there for about a week, people were just blowing up, losing their minds over this. And finally, all of a sudden the other day, everything went back down to normal prices in Best Buy, movie wise. You go back in there and it's like back to the normal price. And apparently there's some discount if you're a Total Tech member, but I haven't been able to figure out what it is. I don't know.
Are you a Total Tech member?
I am not.
Okay.
But I would not join that anyway, and especially wouldn't if I didn't know what my discounts were going to be.
Yeah, because it's basically you have to sign up for their credit card. Jesus Christ, Zach.
Yeah, because it should be easy to see. I mean, just somebody who is one, and look at it when logged in, and look at it when not logged in, and you would be able to see comparative discounts.
Yeah,
that sounds. It sounds. I don't know. I'm kind of curious on if it was a technical glitch when they were trying to set up whatever discount it was going to be, or if it was Best Buy trying to pull a fast one over you, and you being all of us.
exactly.
It could go either way. I don't know.
It's weird to me though that it focused on that section of the store, because I would think that section is probably the least populated. Because physical media is shrinking, less people buy it. I would think it would have like impacted some other section a little more. So it's weird. I don't know, but like I said, I couldn't find any evidence of other stuff being marked up to MSRP and then reduced back down with the plan. I tell you what it reminds me of, though. It reminds me of the last days of Circuit City. That was the first thing I kept thinking is Circuit City started doing weird shit, weird pricing shit. They did the whole DivX thing with movies, all that, and then they died. And I wonder if we're...
Oh my God, DivX.
Yeah. So I wonder if we're like 4 or 5 years away from the death of Best Buy.
Why did you do this?
I fucking forgot about DivX.
Yep. So I don't know. It was a weird thing that happened last week, though. So if it was still going on this week, you wouldn't be buying Black Panther Wakanda Forever from them. That's for damn sure. But now you can. It's back down to regular price. It's on Blu-ray, 4K, and there are 2 steelbooks for it. Legion of Superheroes is on Blu-ray and 4K. I want to see this. This is a DC animated movie. Bubba Hotep came out in 4K from Scream Factory. I got to get this one. Mickey and Minnie 10 Classic Shorts Volume 1 is out.
Don't you have that?
I do have it. I got it from the Disney Movie Club, so I had it for a few weeks. The 3 Colors Digipack from Criterion 4K is out. Return of Swamp Thing is out in a 4K, and then The Vagrant is out from Arrow Video. I don't know anything about it. I think we lost Nico and Tina. They had...
Oh, they're back.
They're back.
They're back.
Well, hello.
We're back. We're live, and we got them back.
We got them back. We have rescued them.
This is bullshit.
Real quick, to wrap things up, they did ask in the chat room if we have any hopes for Ant-Man.
No.
We kind of touched that.
Stature.
Yeah, we did. I think, man, I don't think it's going to be very...
stature.
I read the ending.
You got
it's
her.
Bullshit.
Don't trust Zach, though. He doesn't know. We'll see.
Every Marvel movie is Zach is. I read the ending. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened.
No, this time I actually really mean it.
We'll see. We shall see. All right, let's bring this baby to an end. Nico, where do we find you on the interwebs, sir?
You can find me on.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Did you have anything for comics this week?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
You can find me at nicholasqualls.com, just the full name.com, where you can find where all my social media links are: Twitter, Instagram, Mastodon, Letterboxd. Follow my hashtag Dungeon23 progress as I spend the year trying to make different dungeons for Dungeons and Dragons, which has had a very hectic January month. So,
is this like a Linktree, your site?
Yeah, it just goes to a Linktree site page.
Cool. Are you actually using Mastodon?
I'm trying to. I'm basically mirroring a lot of my Twitter stuff on Mastodon. It's not. I don't think I'll stick with it in the long term, just because it's not as vibrant of a community, and it's still kind of weirdly walled off. But it's neat. I like how it's. I don't know. Nah, it's fine. It's a Twitter clone. It is what it is.
All right, Tina.
You can find me on most major social media under Cheddar Popper. That is CHEDRPOPPR, which I'm not going to be on a lot because I'm just binge watching a shit ton of K-drama.
K-drama?
We didn't go over the stuff we've been watching.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Picard. I've caught up on Picard. I started Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, you said that
which
was
is
like
pretty good.
straight up Star Trek, which sounds really good to me.
Yeah, it's like it's episodic. Like there's continuing threads, but it's like the episodic crew of the Enterprise goes on a mission, does a thing. It's like I'm watching Trek. It's what I came here to do, and it's doing it.
All right.
Whereas I'm like I'm watching Picard, and I'm like a lot of this does not feel like Star Trek. This is weird. Like Picard's very uneven. It's when it hits, it's good, but there's also a lot of times when it's not hitting. I'm caught up on Last of Us. I caught up on Marvelous Miss Maisel, and I've probably watched some other stuff, but yeah, that's about it.
Whereas I'm caught up on Last of Us. I finished.
Oh, I remembered. I'll touch up after you. Go finish, Tina.
Last of Us, caught up. I finished Alice in Borderland. I finished White Lotus season 1 and 2. I finished season 1 of Why Women Kill. I have caught up on The Glory, which is a K-drama on Netflix. Part 2 is coming March 10th. And I'm currently 3 episodes away from finishing My Hollow Love on Netflix, which is also a K-drama.
I finished The Expanse TV show, and I am a book away from finishing the books.
So what did you think about the ending of the TV show?
So I thought the TV show overall did a fascinatingly excellent job in compressing that storyline because they have to consolidate stuff. They've merged characters together. I think the decisions they made for the changes going from book to TV show made a lot of sense. I thought the ending of it was solid. It definitely leaves room for if they wanted to come back to the franchise later, they could. I would be very fascinated to see that because fans of the books know there's a sizable time jump after this point. But I think it hit it pretty well, especially with that being the COVID season. It's the last season is compressed by it's 6 episodes, but it is also the one that they had to film during all the COVID protocols. But I think it worked out pretty well. So
I liked the last book in the series, but I will say I like the ending of the TV series better than the ending of the book series.
That's also the fascinating thing is that the ending of the TV show could easily be like if you stopped at book 6 of The Expanse, you don't really need you're not missing much in terms of feeling of completion. If you don't read 7, 8, 9 of the books, like 7, 8, 9, there's a time jump. They tell
a different story.
It's basically tying up all the loose threads of the first 6 books. That's what the last 3 books do. I like them, but
I like them too. But I'll be curious to see what you think of the ending of the books versus the show now that you've finished the show after you're done with the books.
All right, that's all we have.
Zach?
Yes. I'm watching Last of Us.
Yeah, I got to watch this new episode. I'm behind.
I heard your argument for episode 3. We talked about that.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that here. Spoiler alert, Steven's wrong. But
Steven's not
you're
wrong.
going to love episode 4 because it's exactly what you wanted.
Well, I've got to see it. Don't be spoiling.
It's all you want.
Don't be spoiling.
And you're saying
Zach
they're running out of episodes. They're running out of time. And I'm like, they got plenty of time.
Zach is upset because I thought episode 3 was a wonderful love story, but like a filler episode overall.
It's not fucking filler.
It's filler.
It's not fucking filler.
It's filler. So where do we find you on the internet?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, a Master of the Matrix 91. I'm taking an ear out so I can fucking hear myself and not do the echo of myself.
I have to do that too.
Yeah. You can also find me on Discord and Steam. I'm a dangerous mute lunatic. In a shocking turn of events, I've been playing Clue and Monopoly in the Game of Life.
I saw that.
And boy, some people are fucking dicks in those games. It's because I'm losing.
That is.
Like these bitches will just be like, well, I'm losing. I commit bankruptcy. Or I declare bankruptcy. And I'm like, bitch, you don't finish the game.
Yeah, you got to fight to the end.
Yeah.
You fight to the end. All right. So if you want to follow me, the best place is over on TikTok, OTS Movies, also Instagram. Those will be your 2 best choices. Follow my Pushing 150. I'm seeing 150 movies in the theater this year, and I will do it, even though Zach already, just like last year, is giving me grief because you're behind, baby.
You're behind, bitch.
And I killed it last year. I'm going to kill it with this one too.
Seen a bunch of short films with the Belcourt don't count.
Hey, it's 2-hour block. That counts as one.
One, not 15.
No, but it counts as 3.
8 hours of short film action.
So we will see everybody next week.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.